39,000 miles, this Class A 2-slide, roughly 35-foot gasser landing here at A1 RV is something that you could look all over the place for. I don't know that you're going to find one better kept than this. This was owned by a long-time Haylett RV client, and we always called him Tighter and Tree Bark, but we never meant it in a derogatory fashion. What we always joked about was that they were so over the top with their proactive care, maintenance, upkeep, and maintenance of their RVs, their tractors, their houses, their barns, where this was stored, by the way, was in a barn away from the weather, that they would absolutely pay up front to make sure nothing happened down the line, because it always costs more to fix it than it would be to just simply prevent a problem. And I wish more folks had that kind of mindset when it came to their RVs, because guys, this is that like cherry diamond in the rough that you're looking for. $274 hours on the generator at the time of this filming. Let's give her a quick shot. I don't know if you're hearing it, but she fired right up like that, folks. Now, in case you noticed from our little floor plan and a flash footage, she's clean. I'm not exaggerating whatsoever. The word clean often feels like a sleazy used car salesperson word, which is funny because Haylett RV, before we were Haylett RV, we were Haylett Auto, then, you know, Haylett Auto and RV, which is technically what we are now, and we come from a used car background. And, you know, folks, at one point we sold 96% of all used cars in our local area here, and it was by always shooting people straight, then, just like we do now. That's just our pedigree. It's who we are. And you are doing anything but inheriting the problems of the previous owner. You wish these folks owned every used RV, frankly. Unless you're the type of, like, if you're a fix-it and flip-it kind of wholesaler, then you don't like people like this, because they prevent you from having inventory that needs work. Now, obviously, being a Class A, these chairs can swivel around to expand our living space. I've got the privacy shades drawn right now. The backup camera is located over here down and to the left, which feels like a foreign location in today's market. But when I was backing this into place, it actually kind of made sense, because it was easy to just peek over into my left side mirror, which is obviously covered right now, so I could see what was going on. The entertainment has been all modernized up here, which you see a lot of motorhomes do that. That's almost like when you buy a motorhome, okay, next stop, Best Buy. Oh, you know, we're buying a new TV for this thing. Up front there, under the counter or dashboard, there's actually a place, I believe that looks like, yeah, that's a phone jack. That's a blast from the past, before everybody and their brother just had all the cell phone coverage in the world, you know. But I mean, they didn't clean it specifically to bring it to us. The way that this floor shimmers and shines, the way that everything is clean, that is just the way they took care of everything. Their trucks, their homes, like I said, everything looks exactly like this. But regarding, you know, irregardless, you want to know which, you know, I just said irregardless. That's not even a word. Well, it wasn't, and now it is officially a word, and it bothers me that I finally quit breaking the habit of generally saying irregardless, barring the time that I did it just now, and normally say regardless, and now irregardless is a word. Whoa, I went off on a funny tangent there. Something I've always really liked, I thought is really smart, is when a manufacturer gives us these tall cabinets, and they add a shelf, but they sink it back just a little bit. Because if you got tall stuff like cereal boxes, it actually gives you a place to put all that. Now, a couple times in this video, folks, you're going to see this conduit right here, this wiring run. Like you see, it actually comes down off of that power outlet junction right there. What they did is they had some extra things added here so that they could have ceiling fans. And they even included a switch for it so that, you know, you don't have to go jerking around a chain and ripping it out of the fan or anything. Now, you're obviously going, yeah, but there's no fan blades. You will see those lying on the bed. Since those fans were not added by Forest River, the original manufacturer of this RV, the slides would hit the fan blades if they closed. Easy solution though. There's these very simple little hex nuts on there, which obviously I can spin by hand. You can put the fan blades up when you get there, take them down real quick before you leave. Very, Very simple to do, and frankly, a very nice addition to this model. Big vent fan up here, and this is a push-pull fan, so if you want to bring in some cool air, or if you want to exhaust some hot air from cooking, or get the humidity out, you can do that. I've always been a sucker for those slide-out kind of pantries. You see them all the time in motorhomes. I wish more travel trailers and fifth wheels would do stuff like that. Good drawer space in this one, especially as we pivot around. So that's just all the drawer space like in the pantry area. That one surprised me. When I pulled that door below the oven, I was expecting just to drop down knuckle buster. And instead I got, hey, a real nice drawer. I was like, sweet, place for pots and pans, you know. Over here, in my head I was thinking, you know, instead of that shelf below the sink, I would like a space for a wastebasket. But there are things like the water heater access down there. So there's not room necessarily for that wastebasket. I'm sure I could easily find another place for it in the RV. This will be our primary drawer space, some thick plywood construction on there. And you can see how in addition to those nice wooden sink covers above that stainless sink, and that is not the original faucet hardware. Holy cow. Somebody spent some time on HGTV picking out that thing. That is a cool looking fixture right there. But this countertop extension is what I was going to get at, to give us a little bit of extra room. But I like how it's not too big, so it's not going to be in your way if you are trying to like go in and out of the door. It's nice to have that extra kick of space, though. And the big living room super slide here opens up and gives us a bunch of space. If you're curious to see how this RV looks with the slides closed, we will do that for you right before we step outside. I always try to, whether it's towable or motorized, especially on a motorhome, you really need to see how it's going to work for you in transit, in travel. Now this table has a very nice kind of solid surface sort of top going on it here. Of course the table could fold down into a bonus sleeper, as could the sofa if need be. And you might notice you do have dual section day-night shades going on in here. What's the living room of this though? Frankly, pretty vanilla. Like, it's a good living room. There's a reason living rooms look like this very commonly. It's back here. You notice how open it is back here. That's because if you're tracing things up here, you see that you have a bedroom and closet super slide. And here's a view at it from the other angle, kind of giving you a good idea of what we're looking at. It is an uncommon thing. I don't usually see this, but oh my gosh. The closet space, actually, let's open that up and take a look. The closet space that you get right here, the dresser space that you're getting from it, oh my goodness gracious. It is awesome, everything that you're getting back here. You've got great CPAP side stands. Bingo, got it, first try. Just like Batman from the Lego movie. So, you know, and frankly, even if you're not a CPAP user, I'm not, thankfully, but I do like to have a place to charge my phone nearby. Oh, I didn't mention this before, but it is a dual air unit, so you do have air up front, air in the back. You saw the fan blades probably. You see that's where another of those fans could be located. The fan blades you see are not nicked up, banged up. They just took them down for travel like you're supposed to. And then just like we saw earlier, more storage, as if this RV needed it. And if you wake up on, we'll say, the far side of the bed, this is kind of what you'd see in the morning. And the reason I did want to get in here is that big bedroom super slide. It does make it a little tricky for privacy. Like if you have a guest sleeping on that hide-a-bed, you know, they could come in here and it's all wide open. There's no walls. Well, that's where you do at least have a privacy curtain here. I suspect the vast majority of owners of this RV are going to use it as just a couple's coach. But there's nothing stopping you. And that is a whole sliding privacy door as well. You see how it's actually positive latched over there in the corner. Bathroom is pretty straightforward, but I mean, clean, well-kept, effective. It looks the part. It does the job. Don't know what more you need. You got to get in here and do your business and get out and go camping. She's going to get the job done. Taller ceiling, that skylight means plenty of headroom. Nice place up here to be able to hang some towels when you're done, by the way. It kind of hides up there around the corner. And you can see everything is well kept, clean, not nicked up, not banged up. That is really just the story of the day on this one, isn't it? And a look with the slides closed so that you can see how she operates in travel and storage mode. Again, I'm impressed with the cleanliness of this. Previous owners, again, we've known these people for a while, but boy howdy, they knew how to take care of their stuff. So obviously getting through the RV, very easy. What I like is there's not a single place here where I got to do what I call the sideways travel trailer two-step to get through here. No, sir. It is just an easy pass through. Even back here where you got that bedroom hallway super slide, which is crazy to think about. It's a very interesting design. But what I wanted you to see is that you can get to the bed and use it in transit. The bed doesn't fold. Now, remember those fan blades on those fans they added aftermarket? Those do need to come off for travel because since they were not standard factory fixtures, they would interfere with the slide closing. The good news is, it is like, you don't even need tools. You can just unscrew that nut, pop them down, and you're good to go. Now, I try to be fair. So, I mean, if I'm just going to be over the top, ultra picky, I've detected on the back bed slide there's a little spot where maybe the decals have started to fade to the slightest degree. I can't find problems with this coach. I've gone looking with mapping glasses. I can't find issues with it. The slide awnings look good. All mechanical items, you know, like the generator fired right up. Everything on this just looks fantastic. While I had those slides closed, I thought this would be a great time to get down here where we can get under the slide to get to the baggage door. So we're going to kind of jump slides in, slides out, doors open, doors close, wax on, wax off, Daniel-san. Just like the inside, the compartments, the bays in here, everything is spotless. Again, knowing these folks the way that I do, I wouldn't be surprised if they were willing to crawl in here to clean this stuff out. And as crazy as that sounds, that's how these folks took care of their stuff. Like I said, when I called them tighter than tree bark, I didn't mean it in a derogatory way. I just mean that they were the folks who really practiced an ounce of prevention's worth a pound of cure. Better to fix it now than have to really fix it later, you know. I'm getting attacked by a bee right now, so if the camera work I'm doing is not fantastic, it's because maybe some kind of Michigan murder hornet's trying to get me. These Michelins look stellar. There's all the rubber left on those sneakers. All of these compartments, by the way, this is all a molded ABS plastic material. So if you had to, you could actually get in there and hose some of that out. Now the generator over here, like I said, always on top of their preventative maintenance. They were always leaving notes on January 14th, 2019 at 217 hours. They did some oil change and some filter work and stuff like that. They were always on top of it. And that's a 6,500 watt Generac. So that'll give you full function of everything at your destination. All your electrical kind of stuff back here. This is where you could hook up your cable components. And then as we're working our way around, since this is on a Ford chassis, this should have a 5,000 pound tow rating. And notice how they even have that nice little, towing skirt guard down there, the stone guard, to make sure you don't have any kind of problems. Now I noticed on this side, although not on the other side of the RV, there are a bunch of these gas struts keeping these doors open. I was a little surprised to see them only on one side of the RV, but I think it kind of makes sense. A lot of these compartments are pass-through bays, and this is the, function side of the coach. This is where you're going to be at your site and your destination. So making it easier to get into and out of these makes more sense than the other side. Now you're seeing these little tubes here. Might be going, why is that, Kermit? Well, those are snap-on window coverings that go actually on the outside of the coach. You see the little button snaps on the four corners of that window to keep the sunshine out of that thing. And they go on the outside, not the inside. A little different. Oops, I forgot to open one. There we go. And again, on those little ABS things, you might notice there's a little drain hole. So if you really do need to just wash everything out, you can. Onboard propane over here in the area. One last little compartment. And of course, our power triple entry step. Now we saw the rear tires, just to give you an idea. The front tires are matching. I haven't found any mismatched tires. I haven't found any problems on any tires or anything like that. So now that I've already worked my way around this RV halfway, I think I got to kind of work the other half of the way before we hop upstairs. We'll take a look at the roof as well. Then again, the way that we kind of started this video from this angle, I think you generally got the idea. But I did want you to get to see around the back of this slide out so that you could see we weren't hiding some kind of damage, you know. If you've seen our videos, you know that if there's a problem, we're willing to point it out. sometimes the folks that we sell these RVs for here at A1 RV, they get a little miffed about it. They're like, you didn't have to tell people that. And yeah, we did. You know, this is the integrity of our company, of our family-owned business here, and we're always going to do the job of representing things properly. And at this point, it probably comes as a surprise to nobody, but the roof and the seals are effectively flawless. I mean, you could see where the RV has certainly gone through a full peel and reseal at some point in its life, but it did so proactively, not reactively. They didn't wait until they had a leak. They made sure they never had a leak and kept the seals fresh. And this fiberglass roof obviously kept clean. The RV was barn kept as well, so even after all this seal work had been done, it was almost never exposed to weather. You can see where they had swapped out the original antenna for one that is now digital instead of analog only. They added the black roof vent covers there. Easy way to tell the factory versus you know, aftermarket features. And folks, she looks good. You know, you might look at it and say it's a couple years older, and unfortunately not everybody takes good care of their stuff like these folks did, but this is that diamond. This is that diamond that you're looking for in the used RV market. They took great care of it. You're going to have a good time, and it's not going to cause you problems because they made sure that the problems, you know, weren't able to start. You take care of it like these folks did, you're going to get a lot of good years of good service out of this one. So whether you need hitching, pieces, parts, trades finance, truck and trailer package deals, RV delivery, or anything in between, we only do everything. Take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.